15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Leg 2 UEFA Fantasy Semifinals Preview. Welcome to another video from American Stock FPL. Guys, we've been in this Champions League all season long, and now we're in the final two match days. Again, if you guys enjoy the content, likes, subscriptions are always appreciated. I'm Barat. I'm not joined by my co-host Jason. He's currently in a much needed vacation down in South Florida, so wishing him a nice relaxing time, and hopefully he doesn't get too sunburned. Anyways, let's go into this preview. Actually, before I do, I just want to quickly shout out Fantasy Football Scout. They've got excellent articles on the Champions League and FPL. Link will be in this description. Check out their website. Alright, so let's go into this preview. Currently, I'm not doing too great. I believe I am sitting in the top 100,000 or so. So, top 70,000, 71,000 overall. So I have a lot of room to make up. Guys, the playbook, unfortunately, is fairly straightforward. For most people that are doing well, I would say to play it safe this time. You are looking at two of the best defenses in Europe, especially now that Tuchel's Chelsea is with Thiago Silva leading them. They've definitely changed things around, and Manchester City have been good defensively all season long. And they're both at home, and they both have an advantage. So I would the one of the main plays, if you want to play it safe, is going to be go for the Man City and Chelsea defense. Who do I do definitely like Joao Cancelo. If he does get a start, that's waited to see the lineups, but he is definitely one I'm looking at, mainly because we know PSG have to attack. So Cancelo could be one on the wing to look for a breakout and maybe get some potential assists on the counter. I think City will sit. I think both English teams will have the same kind of game plan, sitting back. So expect us, and they got excellent defenses. So sitting back in a countering, they both have pacey wingers. So that brings me to another player I would highly consider, guys, would be Rahim Sterling, sitting here at 10.3. Currently not his best season, but just kind of thinking about the overall Man City game plan, I think he's someone that's definitely on my radar. Currently, obviously, you guys should wait until the lineups are announced to put your final teams in. I just added Timo Werner to my team. If Mbappe is healthy, maybe I might have him. I might take a look at him. But if you want to play a safe plays, right now I'm playing some safe plays first. It's probably best that you take Mbappe off your team and consider either moving into if you don't moving into maybe even it's likely Chelsea, I guess, like Timo Werner, like I have, or Man City. I'm not 100% on just yet because we don't know if they're even gonna play a striker. I'm gonna say unlikely. All right. anyways, so let's talk a little bit about the midfield. I think Kevin De Bruyne has now upgraded to pretty much a shoe lock-in on your squad. City is the most likely team to be in the finals, and in my opinion, you should probably have the best players from the team that's most likely going to be in the finals. So that's why I think Kevin De Bruyne is essential for me. Ruben Diaz or a Man City defender, maybe two Man City defenders, is how I also would play it. De Bruyne, and then for this match specifically, I like Sterling, but I'm not saying Sterling's a must-own pick for the final. I just like him because of the way I think City will play on the counter-attack and relying heavily on their defense. Gundogan is a good option as well. They've been playing a lot of Phil Foden as well. You look at, he is the top scoring midfielder right now. 57 points, that's actually very impressive. But either choice is fine. Gundogan's cheaper. So now let's talk, in terms of PSG, I would try to hedge a little bit. Mbappe, even if he does play, I'm not sure how healthy he is. So I'm kind of hedging now. That makes me only have 2 PSG. Neymar, I still like. He can still create, and he's still on penalties and some free kicks as well. Marquinhos, captain, he had that excellent goal. We can keep him for now. So overall, that would be pretty much your game. Now, let's talk a little bit about Real Madrid and Chelsea. Guys, like I was having Timo Werner, and this guy might be a good option to look into because Chelsea are favorites to go in the finals again. So having a Chelsea attacker seems like a good idea. Maybe picking up a Chelsea defender too. I would definitely think about that if you don't have one already. If you're going the safe route, this is all safe route. So I like all those plays. Now let's talk about Real Madrid. Benzema, I would still keep if you have him. I think I'll likely captain him. Even the safe route, I think you should still at least keep him. Sergio Ramos, this is a gamble. If you're going the safe route, I probably would not suggest him. I will say he will likely be the pen taker for Real Madrid if he's healthy and playing. So that's something to look out for. And Sergio Ramos also is incredible in the air on corners. So I wouldn't doubt him scoring. I wouldn't bet against it, but I'm not completely with it either. Casemiro, regardless of whether they win or lose, I think the ball's recovered. He'll have some good points at least in this leg. So he's a nice hold as well if you guys have him. Players like Vinicius Jr., I'm not 100% sure on. I would rather go with Asensio. Asensio's recently has been he's had a lot more key passes and just like has been a bigger attacking threat than Vinny Jr., especially now the main wild card play here with Real Madrid. So now let's move on to some risks. And a risk I'm likely going to be taking is I'm going to be adding Eden Hazard. I don't even see him here. Where is he? Not even in the... where is he here? Yeah, so Eden Hazard sitting at 9.4. Guys, if you are low in the ranks like me, I would highly consider adding Eden Hazard. He played 72 minutes over the weekend. He looks match fit to me. He's been linking with Benzema very well. I wouldn't be surprised if Zizou actually plays Hazard almost as a support striker instead of Hazard for Chelsea has been a very traditional left midfielder. but this guy he has been linking very well with Karim Benzema. He had, I believe, one shot on target. He had one big chance over the weekend, so he could break out. It's kind of like a dream story, and he'd be a huge differential for people on their team. You're looking at 1% ownership, so this could be a huge way for you to climb the ranks. Another differential would be captaining Karim Benzema. He did well. He scored a great goal. He's been one of the best forwards in the world this season. I don't doubt Real Madrid's potential to come back. It's definitely possible. And you can bet people like Benzema, Sergio Ramos, and Eden Hazard will play a large part in that. Other players I like, Casemiro, that's going to be good play whether you want to play differential or play the safe route. Other play for Real Madrid I'm looking at is Asensio. Like I said, this guy has been on. I mean, he works. He'll probably work better with Eden Hazard than Vinicius Jr. But I do think Vinny can play on the right too. He's basically a both-footed player. But he's just been a lot more key passes Asensio's had. He's better shooter outside the box. So overall, I would look to wait for the lineup, but I wouldn't be surprised if Asensio's in the starting 11. And if he is, he is a good differential pick. Only 1%. All right, the other differential picks I would consider. A little bit more YOLO. I wouldn't 100% recommend it, but I would consider either Moise Kean or Icardi, depending on who plays. Icardi is clinical, but we haven't really seen the best of him with PSG. He doesn't really fit with the style with Neymar and Mbappe. They're all about, like, he can't keep up to that pace and that counterattack play. He's more about crossing and getting headers. But he is extremely lethal in the box. Clinical finisher. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was on in the 11. But my bet is likely they will start Moise Kean. We'll see, though. Not 100% sure about that. Either way, that'd be a good both would be a fairly good differential if you're looking to climb up the ranks. Personally, I will probably be playing it safe and getting Timo Werner unless I can't afford having Werner and Hazard on my team at the same time. The next, I think those are pretty much about it in terms of my big differentials. Is going to be Hazard, Benzema captain, Sergio Ramos, either Icardi or Moise Kean, maybe Di Maria. We could see Di Maria maybe having a bigger role with Mbappe injured. So I wouldn't be surprised about that either if he plays higher up the field, maybe even. It's just something to consider. Overall, though, I kind of do think likely I'm betting on Real Madrid, and I don't think it's a bad bet. And I'm also kind of doing that semi because I need to climb up the ranks as well. But I do believe that they have the chance to win. And then I'm adding more Manchester City if possible. I have 5 Man City. That's a pretty good amount. Maybe 6 or 7 would be more optimal. Because I do think they're going to be your favorites in the final, regardless of who they play. And then I do have Ederson too. If you didn't have Ederson, Mendy's also a good goalkeeper to consider. I think that's just about everything I want to talk about today. Also, I just want to mention with Real Madrid, Ferland Mendy is likely out, as well as Varane. So you have to consider that too. That's also why I had Ramos on my team. I'm thinking about adding Ramos is because Varane's out. Militao, if you really want to be high on Real Madrid, Militao has been one of their best players almost in recent weeks. He's been very solid at the back. I definitely trust Militao. I think but the only problem is Militao and Ramos together. I don't know how that works yet. I know Varane has worked well with Militao, but I'm not sure about Ramos and Militao. And that's the other thing. It is these teams like Real Madrid. They have such big time players like Ferland Mendy and Varane out, and then Hazard just starting up. We don't even know whether he's gonna start or not. So there's more. There's like it's not as stable as Manchester City or Chelsea that we kind of know their starting 11 that they're going to have. Same with PSG. There's a lot of doubts because of Mbappe. What are they going to do? Are they going to do Icardi and Neymar together? I'm not sure. Or are they going to go Moise Kean? There's more doubts with PSG. Another thing I just want to mention is I just want to shout out to N'Golo Kante. He played an incredible match, really dominated the midfield. Kroos, Modric, Casemiro, those are excellent players that have been known to winning the Champions League multiple times now. And what N'Golo Kante did was very special. I thought on that night he was the man of the match. He would be a bad call, I guess, if you want to go for this whole balls recovered is going to be his main thing. Not a bad idea. And he might get points for clean sheets too. Chelsea is very defensive, and I expect them to be very defensive against Real Madrid. But if Real Madrid score early, anything could happen. I think Chelsea could get shook. It's a huge match, and Real Madrid have that Champions League and they have that experience. I don't think everyone on Chelsea does have the same experience. Other differential would be Kai Havertz had an excellent game in the weekend. I'm not sure if he's set to start. And then one player I forgot to mention for Chelsea too is going to be, Kovacic might be back in the lineup too. Keep an eye on him. But the other player was going to be Pulisic. Like I said earlier, the English team's going to sit back, so people on the wings are going to be people you should need to highly consider. Pulisic and Sterling would be my shout-outs. So this would be a good safe route play as well. Personally, I'm going to live a little dangerous and play Hazard to try to climb up the ranks, but safe play would be Pulisic. If you believe he's going to be a starter, though, I don't know. I'm pretty certain he will be, but I'm not 100%. Alright, I think that pretty much wraps it up for this episode. Again, if you guys enjoyed the video, give us a like, subscribe, comment. I will be trying to take a look at the Twitter feed and try to post my team on Twitter. Jason typically does, so keep an eye out on his team. I think that's about it. Best of luck to all teams. Hopefully, personally, I don't want to see an all-English European final. So kind of rooting for the non-English. Alright, take care, guys.